Hi everyone, and welcome to another Avid Fly video. It's been a long ambition to fly first class on an international airline, and finally today I have the opportunity to do so. So I am very pleased to showcase my personal review of Thai Airways 747 Royal Silk First Class. I hope you enjoy. After check-in, I went to the newly renovated Singapore Airlines SilverKris lounge and its first class section. I really like how the new lounge is divided into three sections: an office workstation space, a dining buffet area, and also the living room with its high chairs, open space, and large seats and amenities. Overall, for such a short visit, I think it was a great improvement over the previous lounge, and I think if you're ever flying out of Sydney on Star Alliance in first class, I highly recommend paying a visit. Okay, so boarding is about to commence, taking the premium lane for Royal's first passengers, so let's go!
Hello, how are you?
And welcome to first class. And isn't this just nice? Individual suites in office-like cubicles, offering maximum amount of legroom with your own individual large screen TV. What a way to travel. Okay, so I'm seated in seat 1K, which is right in the nose of the 747, as you can see here, and I have no less than 4 windows all to myself. Starting off, of course, with some Dom Perignon Champagne 2004 vintage. Very nice.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
First class passengers also receive a set of pajamas, a duvet, slippers, and they used to receive a Rumoa amenity kit, but unfortunately these are now being replaced with Porsche design. Just some of the seat features I'd like to show you. Here is a storage bin for your literature, and tucked away is the enormous wooden tray table, which I'll be eating a lot of food from later on. And here is the digital seat controls, which comes in a detachable unit, as you can see here. On your armrest you have a Panasonic EX2 remote, a small storage bin, and also a power socket. Each seat also has your own individual closet, so you can hang up your jacket. The first class suite also offers a great deal of privacy. Even though it is not fully enclosed like other airlines, you can't really see the other passenger in a normal seated position. The suites on each of the window seats are great for traveling solo, but there's also, I think, 2 pairs of seats in the middle of the cabin which are great for couples traveling together. So you do get a bit of a choice here.
Welcome to Royal Orchid Service, where your safety is our primary concern. Please spend a few minutes.
That's right, let's see what Royal Orchid Service is like on Thai Airways for first class on the 747. Okay, so we're about to line up at the southern end of the runway, about to take off to the north. I'll just let the video run and let you enjoy the view as we take off down for Bangkok. Rainy and cloudy day here in Sydney, and overall the flight was actually quite turbulent, so I apologise in advance if my camera work is a little bit shaky. I promise to work on that for my future videos. Luckily, seat 1A is vacant today, and as you can see, anyone sitting in first class will get an awesome view looking out the window. We're high above the clouds now and the service is about to commence. So let's begin critiquing the service and how it's delivered.
Thanks a lot.
But just before that, let's examine the menu. It's presented very nicely in a bound cover, just like a fine dining restaurant, and you get two menus, one for the wine and one for the food. It's a 5-course lunch, and just like Singapore Airlines, Thai allows a book-to-cook service for its first-class passengers, so I chose the infamous lobster thermidor. And of course, as you can see, we also have a caviar service, entrees, cheese, and dessert. When it comes to wine on Thai Airways, this is where it gets very disappointing. This is probably the shortest wine list I have ever seen for a first-class service, and these labels I've never heard of all seem to be in the budget range. For example, the La Demoiselle and the Montani Premier Cru all sell for about $20 per bottle. And for the red wine, the Chateau Le Monde sells for about $40 and the other two about similar as well. So other than the Dom Perignon Champagne and the Cognac, there's nothing really that is of premium quality and suitable for first class. Starting off with some drinks and nuts, then came the canapes of roast duck and scallops, and instead of having these plastic picks stuck into the canapes, I think they could use some spoons instead.
Take a picture
Sure.
with this as well.
Of course, yeah, definitely.
So as I was about to dig into my canapes, the crew comes around and prepares the silverware and the plates. That's not exactly the way to do it, Thai Airways. You're supposed to prepare all the silverware and plates before all the food comes out. So now all the condiments have been set up with a bread basket, and here comes the first course.
Yes. Could I have that? Could I have a set of that? And some of this as well?
I was very light on in detail about what I wanted. I was hoping that the crew would give me an explanation of the food that they were about to serve me, but that didn't occur.
I'll put the caviar on that, or is that
But separately, yeah.
Okay. Because the big plate, yeah.
So that's egg white.
Yeah, sour cream, egg yolk.
Yeah, bit of egg yolk.
Everything,
A
right?
bit of everything, absolutely everything. Do I have a little bit more? Just a tiny little bit more.
Yes.
Thanks.
Maybe a meat and... Alright?
Thank you.
Enjoy.
So what do you guys think? Well, I think that there were a bit of a hiccup there. First of all, caviar on top of salad. I have never ever seen that before. I always have my caviar with the condiments on a separate plate. I tried to quiz her on the individual elements of the caviar, and she got that right. And lastly, in the end, I just noticed that I wasn't offered any Bellini with the caviar, so a bit of a downside there. But here is the main shot of my first course, which is the white sturgeon caviar with garnishes, and also the lobster crayfish, smoked salmon, and the salad. And now I've realized I don't even have a caviar spoon, so I just have to enjoy my caviar with a metal fork. So that was another hiccup there. Here is the Montani Chardonnay, which sells for about $20 per bottle. Well, I can say I really didn't enjoy this glass. But at least I had an absolutely amazing view of the Simpson Desert as we were flying across Australia. Okay, so the second course is about to begin, and first of all I have an accompaniment of green salad, which is rather cheapish looking,
Well, that
to be
looks
honest.
Absolutely stunning, amazing. Thank you. Hopefully I made a good choice.
For the main course, instead of ordering off the menu, I used Thai Airways Book to Cook service, which is available to select first class and business class passengers, and in this case I chose the signature lobster thermidor dish. I have to say that's quite a generous serving of the lobster tail, as you can see with the mashed potatoes, the tomato and also the steamed carrots. It does look overly simple in its presentation with just basically 4 elements on the dish. I think Singapore Airlines, in a way, they style their lobster dish is a little bit more interesting and a little bit more appealing. But more importantly, let's see how this lobster tastes. Taste-wise, I think they've done a reasonably good job. It was very moist, creamy, buttery, a little bit salty, but you can definitely taste elements of the mushroom sauce. So it was a fairly good, tasty main course.
Dessert?
Dessert will come later.
Okay, I'll have some fruit for now.
Cheese.
And a little bit of cheese, yeah, a little bit of
Yeah,
cheese.
fruit shrimp will grade and peppercorn, brie, cheddar.
I'll have
Which is nice.
I'll have this one.
Yeah, which is nice.
Yep. And a little bit of the brie cheese. Not too much, just like a small triangle.
And the brie also.
Yes, please. Well, that's too much, but oh well.
You love it, this one is nice.
Yeah, it is.
Nice. No, I don't know how to eat the cheese, but this one I
Oh, you eat it with crackers. You put it on crackers, and it's a very Western thing.
and the brie.
Yes, yeah, a little bit.
Actually, I can't eat cheese.
Can't eat cheese?
Yeah, but this one
Oh, okay.
I can, except this one.
Maybe it's not best to reveal that you don't know how to eat cheese to a first class customer. I think most passengers in first class will be asking for suggestions on which type of cheese they would like with their port or with their liquors and with their alcoholic beverages.
Thanks a lot.
Nevertheless, I get a nice selection of fruit and cheese, and it's a nice way leading up to the dessert. To top off that huge lunch, I have a berry cheesecake with double cream and also a coffee, and the dessert was actually quite enjoyable, very moist, very well balanced cake, and overall it was very enjoyable to have. There's also a great range of aperitifs, and this is my absolute favourite. It's the Mekong Thai Sabai, which was very fruity, very sweet and very nice to drink. The meal service has just finished, and I'll quickly take you through now the IFE system, which is based on the Panasonic EX2 platform. The selection of movies, TV and music are all very recent, and the only downside is that the system is a little bit laggy and slow to use, but otherwise it has a great selection. The large screen in front of you, which I think is about 17 inches, is also a touchscreen, and overall I think I managed to watch about 2 movies throughout this flight. One of the better features of the seat, in my opinion, is this digital seat control display. As you can see, you have 4 modes: takeoff mode, relaxation mode, dining mode, or the fully flat bed. And aside from controlling the various reclines of the seat, you can also adjust things like your headrest, armrest, reading lamp and privacy screen, as you can see from here. So now I think it's time for a bit of a nap, and as you can see I'm turning the seat into a fully lie flat bed. And at this stage I had to use the flight attendant call button to call the flight attendant over to make the bed. One thing I've noticed is that they tend to not patrol the cabin in between the meal services, and I do like to see a more proactive approach by the crew in that service aspect. But nevertheless, the seat was very comfortable to sleep in. Each seat has a separate mattress, so you can't feel any bumps from the seat surfaces. The matching purple duvet was also comfortable and adequately sized, and of course each first class passenger also gets their choice of pyjamas, which comes in a number of sizes. Afterwards I was served my second meal, which was a creamy cauliflower soup, stir-fry udon noodles with pork, and also for dessert a fruit pudding and a chocolate and coffee. Overall, that meal was very simple but tasty. So after about 9 hours, we're finally on approach to Bangkok, and I'll just give my scores very shortly. seat comfort, I give an 8 out of 10. The seat was very comfortable to sleep in and offered a lot of space and a lot of privacy. I really liked the digital unit that was next to your seat and how easy it was to use. Now for the service, I have to give a 6 out of 10. I do think that Thai Airways could improve a little bit better in its service. For example, pouring the champagne and wine at the table, using more premium language, being more proactive during the meal service. Doing these finer little things, I think, will make a big difference to a first class service. And finally, for the food and beverage, again, I have to give a 6 out of 10. The food was good, but it wasn't great or amazing. Yes, I enjoyed the lobster and the caviar, but the meals were more business class quality and not first class. And for the wine list, that was the biggest disappointment. Having a very short wine list using very budget labels was not very suitable for a first class standard. So overall, I give this flight a solid 7 out of 10. So if Thai Airways makes various improvements to its first class service in the future, I will definitely be keen to try them and fly them again. So I hope you've enjoyed this video to give you a bit of a snapshot into what it's like to fly first class on Thai Airways. Please check out my other videos, subscribe, leave a comment, share it, like it. For now, I like to say Kabun Krap and happy travels.